Good morning, dear students. Welcome to our subject, Disciplines and Ideas in the Applied Social Sciences, second semester, quarter 4, week 2. This is your teacher, Rafi G. Aguilar. Today we have a new lesson, but before we begin, of course, don't forget to visit our official website at GAITF.sims.school/LCMS. I repeat, GAITF.sims.school/LCMS. Log in your account there, find our subject which is DIASS, click the learning path, and then download the PDF files, and don't forget to answer the quizzes and the activities I have uploaded there. So, are you now ready for today's discussion? Okay, then let's start. Our topic for this morning is all about professional and practitioners in communication. So class, do you have any idea about professionals and practitioners in communication? I guess so. So let's find out. Before we proceed, I have also prepared our objectives for today's discussion, and this will be the objectives. First is identify specific work areas in which communicators and journalists work. Second one, identify career opportunities for communicators and journalists. And last but not the least, value rights, responsibilities, and accountabilities. Roles, functions, and competencies of communicators and journalists. The discipline of communication is populated by a wide variety of professionals who are in communication practice. They are creative artists, writers, editors, journalists, bloggers, educators, social advocates, businessmen and businesswomen, preachers, scientists, politicians, and news announcers and anchors. These professionals are bound together by a desire and drive to send and receive messages and make an impact on their audience. Because communication is the most natural thing for humans, these professionals specialize to serve the general public and the public of their choices. They operate with a wide variety of mediums and media. The foremost important role of communicators and journalists is to make available information and evidence to inform the public about issues that matter to them in the most neutral way possible. They provide facts for the public to form judgment and decisions. In some cases, they facilitate accurate processing and analysis of such facts in a professional and ethical way. In this way, their functions follow naturally: to collect and document information, facts, and opinions and present them for public analysis and deepening to the root of reality. To communicate is to deliver truth and facts. Professional communicators and journalists are at the service of truth. They gather news, facts, and information that are critical to public life and well-being. The functions include being present where the news is happening and having the ability to record what is happening accurately with available technology. The competencies of communicators and journalists are along their delivery of roles and functions. They need to have listening, reading, writing, and speaking skills. Listening and reading are data and information gathering skills necessary for accurate writing and speaking. But writing and speaking skills are necessary for communication as tools. Poor writing and speaking skills can distort the message regardless of the good intentions of the communicator. Areas of specialization of communicators and journalists. Communicators and journalists can work in a number of areas of specialization: speech, writing, and taking minutes of a meeting, advertising, marketing and sales, communication education, electronic media, radio, television, and broadcasting, public relations, journalism, theater, performing arts and dramatic arts, public communication and opinion management, and international relations management and negotiations. The specialization can be in a copywriting, production directing, professional blogging, communication education, language arts coordination, forensic and debate coaching, drama directing, film and tape librarian, news editing, news directing, news writing, news anchoring, transmitter, engineering, and technical directing. As journalists, they can also specialize in field reporting, news editing, newscasting, author, copywriting, script writing, publishing, news service research, technical writing, acquisition editing, and interviewing. According to Don Rosenberg, McKay, earning a communication degree involves studying how humans create information and share it both on interpersonal and organizational levels. Students who major in this subject will graduate with the ability to present and exchange information, whether it is written, visual, or oral, in an appropriate manner for the audience and context. Career opportunities of communicators and journalists. Communications and journalism. American Sign Language or ASL. Communication Studies. Communication Technology. Comparative Language Studies and Services. Digital, radio, and television communication. English composition, English language and literature, foreign language and literature, graphic communications, journalism, public relations and advertising, publishing. Educational programs in communications and journalism can train you to work in radio, television, news and business. Continue reading to learn about academic requirements and job opportunities so you can decide if this field is a good fit for you. Inside communications and journalism. There are varied career opportunities in communications and journalism, including public relations specialist, news anchor, reporter, author and radio broadcaster. Work environments in communications and journalism can include offices, broadcasting studios and home offices. Authors, editors, and writers sometimes have the freedom to make their own schedules, although they often must meet tight deadlines. In some careers, you could also have to work in the field, since you may have to meet with clients or go to the scene of a news event. Many people in this field are curious, willing to the initiative, creative, and good at research. Rights, responsibilities, and accountabilities of communicators and journalists. In modern times, the medieval The media have exerted enormous power and assumed a powerful position unprecedented in human history to serve as valuable means for the articulation on a large scale of popular aspirations and problems of entertainment and pleasure, of advertising and economic information, of shared strengths as well as weaknesses. In this sense, the rights, responsibilities, and accountabilities had to be established to safeguard the integrity of media and protection of the general public in the form of accountability. In the name of freedom of expression, abuses happen and certain aspects remain largely unaccountable. Accountability is a necessity for communicators and journalists. It is also part of the responsibility of communicators and journalists to ensure that citizens are able to originate content and contribute to media content and not just remain passive consumers of media output. There are respective codes of conduct and official laws and rules that regulate this media. However, these parameters do not always work for the citizens. Communicators and journalists have rights, responsibilities, and accountabilities to exercise and live by, and which must provide guarantees against censorship and protection of freedom of expression, safeguarding the confidentiality of journalistic sources, and ensuring that information held by the government can be timely and easily accessed by the public. There are also general media laws and regulatory frameworks at both the national and international levels to comply with. There are regulatory bodies featuring existing press councils and relevant professional networks and different types of media ombudsmen. It is the responsibility of the communicators and journalists to ensure that citizens have convenient access to all media, which is subject to just and fair law and universally recognized principles of human rights. In 2005, the Global Campaign for Free Expression by the International Federation of Journalists recognized that developing self-regulatory mechanisms across the communication and journalism sector can help ensure a more comprehensive approach to developing and upholding media ethics. It can help to deliver genuine accountability to the public and to protect the principle and practice of freedom of expression. But it is not easy. It is complex and challenging. Codes of ethics provide a way forward in guaranteeing rights, responsibilities, and accountabilities. And that would be all, students. Thank you for having your time with me. And before we end this session, last, don't forget to visit our official website, which is GAITF.sims.schools/LCMS. I repeat, GAITF.sims.schools/LCMS. And before I forget, of course, don't forget to click subscribe to our YouTube channel because this video will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So that's all for today, class. Thank you, and once again, good morning. Stay safe, everyone. God bless.